496, 497, 498, 99, 4006! Woohoo!
Ready? We are Nick and Mathilde, and in 2022 we left everything behind to travel the world with our Land Rover Defender.
Europe, the Americas, Australia, Asia and Africa. We want to see it all.
This is day 453 and we are in Ecuador.
Welcome to the Next Meridian Expedition. Alright, let's leave Quito. We have an hour and a half till our camping spot, which is at the foot of the Cotopaxi. I'm not sure of the altitude, but it's going to have a beautiful view, maybe a little bit cold, but it's gonna be sweet.
Leaving Quito, we embark on what is called here the Volcano Avenue down the Andes. Our objective this week is to reach the mountain the farthest away from the center of Earth. You don't believe us? Well, jump on board and let's go down the Volcano Avenue to discover that.
Hey llama! Look at that! Amazing!
Wow, 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 we can see the Cotopaxi right in front of us. This time the volcano is actually closed because it's been active-ish and so they're scared of it, but we can still enter the national park. It's beautiful, look at this.
It's so nice!
Okay, let's go to camp, it's 200 meters away.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that! Run!
Ah, hey camera! Nice!
Welcome for a new week in
Cotopaxi!
Ecuador.
Ecuador, obviously. Right, that Cotopaxi is what's right behind us. It is crazy nice where we are. We just crossed the latitude 0, the parallel 0. We visited Quito, super cool. But whatever's coming next is just going to be epic. And right now we're at 3,700 meters altitude. It's gonna be really chilly tonight. Diesel heater will be on for sure.
It really feels like last week that was already amazing. Discovering the first part of Ecuador was a bit of a amuse-bouche, like a starter. And already this day we know that the week to come is going to be all the best of Ecuador. Ready? Tomorrow we go there!
Bueno, tres.
Una vez más, ¿cómo te llamas?
Néstor.
Néstor, el caballo.
Él se llama Chema.
Chema.
Ajá.
Hola Chema, hola Néstor.
Time to do like Nestor and dive into the landscape. We just passed the entry of the national park of the Cotopaxi. The guards were super nice. They gave us recommendation on where to go. They only ask for plate numbers and passport numbers, but there's nothing to pay, which is really nice. And yeah, now to the Cotopaxi.
are at 4,150 meters altitude, the highest we've ever been now with Albatross, and the parking lot should be at around 4,600 meters altitude, which will really be the highest Albatross has ever been. And it will also be our highest hike, Cotopaxi volcano. It's incredible. I'm in low range, third gear, because of course there's almost no oxygen, so it's like struggling a little bit, but Albatross is strong. Let's go!
It looks cool to drive up this mountain, but the reality is that we are slow. Very, very, very slow.
$497, $498, $99, $4,006! Woohoo! Wow, that is really high. Highest Albo has ever gone for sure. Wow.
Final height for Albatross at least 4,638.
Bravo.
Bravo. Bravo.
Incredible.
You're the man.
Well, dilemma moment. We're at the top of Cotopaxi. It is now 4,640 meters altitude, the highest Albo and us have ever been. The dilemma is, it is super windy, super foggy as you can see, snowing, very cold. It's actually 1 Celsius degree right now.
And we're wondering, the hike is small until the mountain hut. It's like a kilometer, but it's very, very steep, and this one is terrible. So it seems like it might be clearing up this afternoon, so we're considering waiting a bit so we have a chance to have a view up there, because in the current conditions we will go up in the fog, be up there in the fog, go down in the fog. So we're debating with Scooter Jumbo if we should wait a bit.
Eventually, it is the rare sight of a Paramo wolf that got us out of the car. And from that point on, we have no choice other than climbing.
That's it. We decided we waited a bit. It's not as rainy, but still as windy. Let's go!
Very windy, very cold.
It's actually okay when the wind stops.
It's not so bad, yeah, when the sun comes out.
We're on a little window of kind of good weather.
little window.
Woohoo! High five! Bam! Bam! We made it to the top, guys. Cheers! Woo! Hot tea, hot chocolate, friends, and 4,850 meters altitude. Tons of flags.
What are you doing? Nice! And now we boost down.
Let's go!
Crazy people.
The way down was way faster than the way up, but that is not the end of the challenges to go down the Cotopaxi.
The question now is, at 4,600 meters, will the Albatross start? Okay.
Go on, Alba!
It's having a hard time. Muerto.
Muerto?
Muerto. Okay, you're gonna have to help me. Okay, we've tried. Albo doesn't want to start, so we have starting fluid, which we will be spraying into the air intake of the vehicle. Turn on the engine and hopefully it works. So, I'm gonna spray, you turn the key.
Oui, c'est bon. That was fast.
We use start fluid inside the air intake. First turn, bam, it works. Nice.
Jumbo started as well, so now we are back on the road of the Cotopaxi National Park. This place is
Epic.
epic.
On our way out, we see herds of wild horses quietly moving through the valleys. And on that note, we leave the Cotopaxi in our back mirror and continue down the avenue of Ecuadorian Volcano. Our next stop is probably one of the most famous craters of the country, a lake-filled volcano that is quite accessible normally. But you know us, we want the best point of view on it, so we take probably the most complicated access road to it. As we have heard, it might be possible to camp on the rim of the crater. A bit of a bet, but why not? And as usual, the complicated road rewards us with some of the nicest views.
Today, on our way to the Quilotoa Laguna, it's another volcano in Ecuador.
And I think we can see the road going in the mountain in front. So maybe the volcano is behind.
To get there, it's asphalt until, let's say, the last 10% of the road, and the last 10% is bad off-road. We have about 10 kilometers like this until we reach the crater. Hopefully there will be nobody. Hopefully we'll have a beautiful view. Hopefully there won't be too much wind because it's pretty windy right now, so I hope we can open the rooftop tent.
We did eventually make it all the way to the rim on a gorgeous point of view on the Laguna. Perfect place to camp if it was not for the wind.
You can feel how the car is moving. Feel that, huh? The car literally is moving as if we're having an earthquake.
There's so much wind.
There's no way we're sleeping up here. Alright, we got a camp spot for tonight. We were supposed to sleep at the lake and there's way too much wind, so it's creating all these wind dusts and all the dust is flying all over the car, so we were thinking no thank you. Hopefully tomorrow less wind, so we'll go tomorrow.
Intimidated by the crazy wind conditions, we sheltered hoping it would calm down the next day. But again, the following night and the next day, it didn't quite go as we were wishing it would.
That was crazy, did you see that? The wind is insane. So this is why we're cooking inside, because it's impossible outside. So tonight it's pasta because it's easy to cook, creating a bit of condensation, but we got these two windows open. It's ready in 3 minutes. One thing in here. So we slept up here at 3,800 meters altitude. It was really cold, but we had the diesel heater on and super windy. Like the car literally was going like this and the whole like tent was moving. At some point we were waking up every half an hour trying to think like, oh gosh, is it gonna rip the tent off? But it didn't. And now we're gonna go walk around the Quilotoa Lake. It's actually still very windy and it's actually really hard to walk and do anything with so much wind. It's very strong.
And you're also walking on the crest of the crater, so with so much wind, if we cannot like keep our balance, we could fall in the crater.
Yeah. Alright, cool, let's go.
From that point on, we spare you the noise of the wind against the microphone, but I think the images speak for themselves.
Hard to talk.
The clouds are going as fast as trains. It's incredible, and honestly we don't understand why there's so much wind in the laguna, in the crater. If anyone has the answer, in comments. Woo!
Whew! Very windy. Time for a little cookie and a little bit of water. We got this awesome bag. Remember when we got the logo in Denver, in Colorado Boulder, from Matador, from our friend Chris? Such a nice. We're still carrying it around. If you're watching this video, Chris, we're carrying your bags around. They're awesome. Thanks, dude. Well, you saw how much wind there was at Laguna Quilotoa. Well, the road back now has. This is probably the 4th tree that we're crossing, which is in the middle of the road. So the wind was very strong.
Baños means bathroom, and here there's a lot of water. We're going to see a waterfall, and it seems that it's really impossible to get out of that without being completely wet, so we're ready.
On our way to our next stop, which will be the highest volcano in the country, we take the opportunity to go check out a local celebrity, El Payon del Diablo Waterfall. What was supposed to be a random spot on the side of the road eventually became a memorable experience.
Forever now, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
We take a bit of time to warm up and dry up around a traditional $3 per person lunch at the local restaurant, and we continue our journey to the Volcano Chimborazo.
It was so cool. That was really a lot of fun with Cody, Mathilde, and Olivia. We got into the water and it was just as if like literally being under a shower, but it was a natural shower. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, it felt like being 10 years old and running under the rain and your parents saying don't do it. We were just running into it. It was so much fun. Now we're on our way to the next destination, which is going to be pretty epic. It's called Chimborazo. It's a volcano which is very, very high up. I think we'll be sleeping at 4,400 meters altitude, which is going to be cold, cold, cold. And Albo might not start in the morning, but we'll hopefully make it start. And tomorrow we'll walk to the refuge, which I don't know how high it is, but it's gonna be around maybe 5,000, no idea. We'll find out tomorrow. But it's one of the highlights of Ecuador, along with Cotopaxi. And now we're on our way. It's 3,800 meters already now. It's a little bit rainy. I hope tomorrow it's gonna be super nice.
The volcano Chimborazo, not only the highest volcano of the country, but also the point the furthest away from Earth's center. The explanation is coming, don't worry.
You guys see the Chimborazo tip?
And just on the side of the road, the iconic animal of this area called vicuna. They're like mini lamas, very cute, of brown color, beautiful things.
And it is under the sun, in front of the most gorgeous landscapes, that we reached one of the most iconic camp spots of this journey. It is undeniably a 10.
Ready? Clean.
Pretty unique spot, huh? It looks gorgeous. And the Chimborazo just there. We're just going to enjoy the sunset, cook in the warmth of the car, and tomorrow morning we go explore over there.
It's our highest bivouac spot for the whole trip so far.
Also for you guys, no?
Yeah. 4,200 meters, and for that we're going to be cooking all together. I'm having ramen, Mathilde's having chips. You guys are having pasta with broccoli, right? Yeah. And a little wine.
To celebrate! Cheers!
Cheers, guys!
Woohoo! Isn't that beautiful?
That's beautiful.
You can get close.
You're gonna go out?
Yeah, I'm gonna go at the front.
You will send us your pictures? Wow!
They really don't like running.
There is a vicuna just outside the car that thinks that Ron is part of the group, I think, because the color is the same and he's the size of a baby, and he's literally running to us. He's looking at Ron and calling Ron. It's so weird.
Well, it is pretty cold outside, a bit windy, but it's a very nice day. We're going to park up at 4,850 meters and we're going to hike up at 5,000 meters. So it's gonna be tough on elbow, it's gonna be awesome for us as well for the hike. It's gonna be a beautiful day.
Last time we tried to start the car at this kind of elevation, it didn't. So we're going to start again with a full night behind us of like cold and elevation. We'll see if Albo can make it.
If it doesn't start here, for sure it won't start up there.
But we have the technique now. That was easy.
Easy, first go, bam!
That was too easy.
That was too easy, nice. Alright, next stop Chimborazo. It's 16 kilometers until we get there and then we hike. 1 kilometer hike to the top, which is around 5,000 meters, and then we'll see if we go higher or we just play cards and drink coca tea. record breaker. 4,840 meters altitude, highest Albo has ever been.
It's as high as the Mont Blanc, the highest mountain in France.
Intense. And now we're gonna hike until 5,000, which will be a second record breaker for our trip. Pretty nice.
Climbing Chimborazo, talking about cheese. We are obviously not going to the summit of Chimborazo. We're just doing a small hike, but it's so high and we are all super out of breath.
Just taking a quick breather, staring at the beautiful mountain.
We are officially at the highest point of Earth if measured from Earth's center. I know what you think since the beginning. That is impossible, that should be the Everest. Well, it depends what you take into consideration. Everest is the highest mountain from sea level, but because of the bulged form of Earth around the equator, Chimborazo is the highest from Earth's center, about 2,000 meters or 6,800 feet farther from the center than the Everest. Isn't it super cool?
Made it! Highest hike on this trip so far. 5,015 meters. And we can definitely feel it, but it's beautiful.
Olivia?
I'm dying.
New record!
New record.
What's crazy is that at 5,020 meters, I'm eating dried sausage, saucisson in French, which is very rare. I'm just super excited. It's very rare in these countries, but that's what we always eat in France with a bit of cheese. And it's funny because we have cheese.
Thank you, Olivia.
That made for a delicious high elevation snack, and we felt amazing there. In the mountains, under the sun, Ecuador has offered us so much more than we can even process at this point. And that is the end of our week on the Volcano Avenue of Ecuador. We were almost all the time, more than 4,000 meters high. It was amazing.
It was super nice. I think Ecuador is now in my top 3. Norway, USA, Ecuador has taken over Guatemala. I'm sorry, Guatemala. But you were 4th, Guatemala, and then 5th, Costa Rica.
Yeah, Ecuador is truly amazing. And next week, we change dramatically landscape, but we show you all of this next Saturday. Ciao!
Ciao!
Yes, until next week. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be sure you do not miss what is coming up next. Together, we travel the world.
Super excited. And these colors are amazing. Look at that.
Yeah. He's checking his new haircut.
Yeah, I did get a new haircut today. I need to, anyways.